We just got our blood work done.
Yeah, we did.
And our doctors asked us, what are we doing to have such great blood work?
Yeah. And you know what we told them?
ProCare!
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we told them like, yeah, we take ProCare every day because they have a multivitamin that you can just take one a day.
Yes, exactly. They have a capsule and a chewable form. And not only do they have vitamins, but they also have calcium chews.
Oh my God, they're so good.
They're so delicious. It's like our own little sweet treat for the end of the night.
It really is because they have the dark chocolate and they have the cinnamon roll.
Yes, and I love the salted caramel and the dinner mint.
Alrighty, we'll go to procarenow.com
and use code OSLP at checkout to save some money. You guys ask us all the time, what is our favorite protein powder?
Yeah, literally, we see this question every day.
And the answer is always
Devotion! Yeah. Oh my goodness. I even used it this morning to make my own sweet treat for nighttime because it's just a brownie batter pudding. And you literally just use 1 scoop and then milk or water.
And then I use it every morning in my coffee. It's so delicious. Oh my God. I want one right now thinking of it.
Seriously, it's 20 grams of protein. So go get yours now at devotionnutrition.com.
And use code OSLP to save some money. Okay, trying to figure out portion sizes after weight loss surgery is fucking hard.
So hard. So freaking hard.
So we found this company and they take the guesswork out of it.
Yeah, my goodness, guys. Look, it's portion perfection. They have bowls and plates and they have all sorts of organizing things on their website. I can't wait to get more. But it literally tells you 1 cup, 1.5 cup, 1/4 of a cup. Like the guesswork is completely gone.
Yes. And the plate, even better. Protein, salad, veggies, whatever. And then this little section, carbs. So, because you can have carbs.
You can have carbs.
We are so excited and we cannot wait to see what you guys think of this. This is definitely OSLP approved.
100%. So the link is down below. So click that link, get your discount, and start getting your portions correctly now. Well, thanks to this lady over here, I know that hot tea is so much better after surgery. Oh my goodness.
Yes, it makes the liquids go down so much easier.
So much smoother.
And we are so excited that we found this badass woman-owned tea company.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So exciting. Their tagline is actually, we fucking love tea.
Yes.
And what better describes us?
Seriously, everything's organic. Like they're all loose leaf. And this one is called literally You're Fucking Awesome.
Yes.
And the back of it says fucking directions. So this is our kind of people. They talk like us, they act like us, and we fucking love tea.
Yes. And this one is rad as fuck. And it actually says, shine your light bright, Mel. They make sure that it is personalized to you when you order.
Yeah.
Be bold, be bright, be badass. You are so fucking rad. You light up this world.
How cool.
How could you not want to drink this tea?
Seriously.
It's so fun.
And they have a straw for your drink. Pretty wicked because it's loose leaf, but the straw does not make any of the leaves come up.
Exactly. And we have been nonstop drinking this tea since we got it.
Yes.
So we need you guys to go over and go to their website, modestmix.com.
That's right.
And order your tea. Don't forget to use our code OurSleevedLife20 to get a percentage off.
That's right. Go now.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was like a higher pitch. I have been waiting for so long to say that. Oh my God. So when you guys hear this, we have already been back in the studio for a little while, but this is our first official video or episode
in the
period.
Yeah. This year, the whole thing.
Yes. So we have the new wall behind us.
Are you going to tell them who they're listening to?
No. They should just know.
I mean, yes.
You are listening to Our Sleep Life podcast. This is Kelly.
This is Mel.
And back to what I was saying before I was very rudely interrupted. We have new chairs. We get to be comfy cozy.
Yes.
And we have a little table next to us that is not spray painted in multiple colors. It is one color.
Hey, I like that table.
It was not my style. It was not my style whatsoever.
What I like is that the camera is separated from the table.
It is. So if we hit the table, the camera doesn't shake.
Yes.
So, and
So good.
no, I mean, that table did us real good for a long time.
Yes, it did.
And
it put some real work in.
Yes, but I like our white table so much better.
Oh, I do. I love this thing.
Yeah.
I love this whole thing. I got
Yes.
my tea. I can just go back and forth. It's
Yes,
not a problem.
it's not a big deal.
It's amazing.
So we just want to let you guys know that we do have a Patreon.
Yes, Patreon.
Patreon.com/OSLP. So if you are enjoying listening to all of our many episodes and you want to support us and even become a Benchy, which is it's a support group that we have on Facebook. They are amazing. We love our Benchies so much.
We talk to them every day. So we get updates every day. Time. They ask questions in there. We give them little tips and tricks. We tell them about our life. Like they knew I was out hanging out with my husband for the weekend. And they got all that extra, exclusive content.
Yes.
And what I do like too is you guys can get like producer credits. So like if you're a $5 or higher, you're going to get a credit at the end of the episode.
Yes.
That you have helped support this and produce this. Because if it wasn't for our patrons, we wouldn't be here.
Yes, so because we love them.
That's right.
And then one more thing about our support group is that actually today, I think it was yesterday actually, we got a message in there saying from several people that they have deleted all other Facebook groups and just kept ours because of the positivity and the helpfulness of everybody that's in it.
Yes, I did see that one. I was really excited.
So it is the best support group in the world to us and to many others. So, and if you want to watch this episode, where do you go, Mel?
They just go to YouTube. You all know what YouTube is. If you don't know what YouTube is, where have you fucking been? So, I mean, you just literally put in Ashlee Live Podcast, we pop up, hit subscribe, hit the bell to notify you. These actually go out every single week. So you will get a video episode every single week on Tuesday. So audio goes on Tuesdays and video goes on Tuesdays.
Yes. All right. So if you're watching this, you already know who we have on.
That's right.
And we love her so very much. Yeah. And we're super excited because before the episode, we were actually just talking about how long she has been listening. And she has listened to almost every single episode.
In the last 2 years.
Yes. So crazy. So we just want to introduce Ashlee, or Smaller Ash, as she's known on Instagram.
Yeah, welcome, girl.
Hi, thank y'all so much for having me. Like I said, y'all said earlier, I have listened to, I think, every single episode except for where y'all interviewed the men. That's the only one I still need to listen to. But
oh my God, that's like the best one.
I know, I need to. But yeah, I found y'all like a few months after I had my surgery, and I've been obsessed ever since. Like, y'all keep it real, and I relate to y'all, and I send everybody y'all's way.
Oh, thank you.
I know we felt the love. We're like, I remember like you were telling us earlier when you're on the track. I still remember that one too, playing in my head of her on the track. She was doing a story and she found us and was listening to us. And I saw it and I started reposting, like resharing it. And I ran over to Eric. I'm like, oh my God, this person just redid this. And like, she just does, and she has so many freaking followers. It's so crazy. Like I got I fangirled. I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah. I remember that. Because it was like right at the beginning of us starting the page. And so it was very, it was very tiny. And you were like the first one to like give us a shout out, like where you were talking.
Yeah.
And like
about us. It was
I was just like, what is happening right now? So we love it.
This is kind of perfect. You get to be the first one in the studio. And you were the first one to do a shout out for us. That was on audio and video. So how cool.
Yes. So it just is kismet that you are the first one in the new studio. I love it.
Welcome to the show, Ashlee. What surgery did you get?
I had the gastric sleeve surgery, however you want to officially say it. But yeah, I had that because I did not have like a tremendous amount of weight to lose. So that's what my doctor had recommended for me. I did have it in September 5th of 2019. And I mean, it's been a whirlwind since then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your why? Like what made you get surgery? How did this all come about?
So I have always been up and down in my weight, as most of us have. I was always a bigger kid, but I was athletics. I played softball, played volleyball. I was a cheerleader. I could do the flips at 200 pounds in high school.
Damn.
Like it was hard, but I could do it. you know, and then I had like lost the weight, and then I would gain it back and lose it and gain it back. And I was like at the point, like I had my, our second child about a year before. And I was just like at the point where I was accepting that I was going to be fat for the rest of my life. And that scared the shit out of me. Like I was just like so ready to just quit, like quit worrying about myself, quit worrying about, you know, exercising and how many calories are in this, and I need to track that, and then beating myself up after like I ate like crap. And so I talked to my husband about it, and he wasn't really on board right away. But then after I went to the consultation and I told him all about it, then he, you know, he agreed, and now he really enjoys the fact that I'm a lot smaller now. So
what did he have?
Yeah.
Did he have a reason why he wasn't totally on board in the beginning?
He was just scared that, well, you know, you see the statistic that a lot of people leave their spouses after surgery.
Well, I didn't leave him, but you know, divorce.
But yeah, but you know who you are now too, right? Yeah. And you know, and so he was scared I was going to leave him. I was like, I'm not going to leave you. Like that's not a thing. You know, like I'm not going to do it. And then also, whenever I had our second son, I had a C-section, and from the C-section, I developed a blood clot, which went to my lungs. So I had a what do you call that? A PE, a pulmonary embolism. Yeah. So I don't know, he was just scared that I was going to get that again, because I had to be life flighted from the small town I lived in to a bigger hospital in Houston. Because it was like that serious, because they were like, oh, it's gonna, if it dislodges, it can go to your brain. Yeah. Have an aneurysm, whatever. And so my my son was only like, I think he was like a week old, and I was in the hospital for a week after that. And so he was just scared I was gonna get a pulmonary embolism again, and just all that.
That's understandable. That's scary.
Totally legitimate.
Like dealing with that, like you guys had to go through a lot then. So that's probably why like you guys are really strong right now, I would imagine. You guys have been through some shit.
Well, and I'm sure you had many discussions during the whole process. And speaking of the process, what was your process like for you? So once you did the consultation on.
Okay, so I'm
not, story time.
I am not typical. I am not your typical weight loss surgery patient. I was, when I got approved for surgery, I was 230 pounds and I'm 5'6". So I met the qualifications for insurance for my BMI, but I didn't have a comorbidity to go with it. So it wasn't an option to use insurance. So I was a cash pay. So I called a bunch of doctors in Houston, and they were like 15,000 plus. And then I remember my aunt, well, she's my ex aunt now, but she had it done in Victoria, which is a bigger, small city, if that makes sense. Yeah. And so she was like, hey, you need to try, or I reached out to her, and she was like, yeah, try this guy out. So I called him, and their cash price was $8,900.
Okay. Much better than 15.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Much better. And so we had about half of it in savings, and then I took out a loan for the rest, which I'm still paying on, but that is okay. That is A-okay. And so I went to consultation, and he approved me because my BMI was obese. I was obese, and I had told him about all the times I've been up and down in my weight, and you know, I was basically giving up. And so he approved me, and then basically I had my surgery 2 weeks later.
Wow, holy shit. What the heck?
Yeah.
I've never heard of a process like that for sure.
Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
Well, and it was because so he approved me, and so I had to get like the surgery on the books. And so the nurse or whatever came in and was like, okay, here's my schedule. You know, what can you do? And so it was, I guess, right before school started in August, because I'm a teacher, I went to see him. And then I think the first available date was like literally like 2 days later. And I was like, I can't do that. But then it was like 2 weeks later was that. But then after that, it wasn't like for another 2 months. Okay. And so of course I went with the 2 weeks later one. And I just had to talk to a nutritionist, which I was able to do through Zoom.
Okay.
And then I had to go get a upper GI done to see if I had a hiatal hernia. And I did. So he was able to fix that while we were in surgery. And I think that was it.
Wow.
Wow.
Very quick.
Mm-hmm.
No psych
Very
tests?
quick. Nope.
Nothing. Oh.
Since I was a cash pay, that was all his
requirements. Oh,
yeah.
well, that makes sense.
Okay.
So do you like put a deposit down first, or do you have to just pay all of it up front when you go in?
Well, when I scheduled the surgery, I had, I think it was 48 hours to like pay to keep it on the books, like to pay half. And then I paid the other half whenever I went to the hospital that morning.
Wow.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So being such a quick process, how do you cope with everything that's happening? Because I know I went through about 6 months of, nutritionist every month and doing my therapy and doing all those things. And so I felt like I had a really good handle on like what was happening. Like, how did you handle that being so quick?
I had looked into it a lot, but I never thought I would be big enough to do it. And then the whole, people saying, "Oh, you're not big enough for that," kind of crap, kind of kept me away from it. So I had research on it for a while, but it was always just kind of back in my mind. But it was a big shock after I had it done, because I literally mourned food. Like that was my friend. Like that was my thing, and I couldn't do it. And like buyer's remorse, that was a real thing after I had it, especially when I had the gas pains in my chest, and I just cried and cried and cried. But I think if it would have been a longer process, I probably would have given up on it, or just like not gone through with it. Somebody would have talked me out of it, or like, for example, I didn't tell my parents and literally until the night before, just in case I died on the table. Because I know my mom, she's always just kind of been like, she doesn't believe in that weight loss surgery or whatever. Like, so I didn't want her to try to talk me out of it. And so it was literally like my husband and one of my sisters knew, because I needed someone to watch the baby.
Yeah.
So she was there to watch the baby for me. But I probably would have talked myself out of it if it would have been a longer process, but I was ready to go.
So that's how it was meant for you. Like it was really your style, like, and what you needed at the time. Too.
That's what I was thinking, because I am a very firm believer the universe puts whatever you can handle in your path, and how it's supposed to happen is how it's supposed to happen. And because, in the moment, there's certain things that come into your path and you're just like devastated, or you have situations arise where you're just like, how am I ever supposed to handle this? And then you look back and you're like, that was supposed to be that way, or it wouldn't have been put in my path.
Exactly.
And so I feel like, obviously you're doing well, because you're almost 3 years. Well, not almost, but you're, 2.5. I like to round up, and you're doing well. You stay active. Obviously you're doing well with your food.
We don't know. We haven't gotten to that far. Maybe
now. How are you doing on your food?
Because you only got a 2-week process. So what was food like right after? Were you guys even prepared for something like that?
I was one of the dumb ones, but no, I'm not dumb. I just
You're not
dumb. The whole you need to stock up on all the protein shakes and this and that and that and this before, and so I did.
Yeah, I did the same.
And then I found out I didn't like strawberry protein shakes anymore, because they tasted like cough medicine to me. And so there was quite a few that my husband drank them. I mean, they go to waste, but and so I mean, I loved chicken broth, because the whole sweet thing for so long for having so many protein shakes and Jell-O was just not
having it.
I don't really drink protein shakes much anymore, because I
Yeah.
don't love them. Yeah.
I mean, definitely, like, you definitely get burnout from that. for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Like, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So did you mix a lot of your, like, unflavored protein with your broths? Is that what you did to kind of, like, supplement, or how'd you work all that?
I didn't have any unflavored protein.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Well, I mean, you're not missing much. We tried it. It would get clumpy. We tried all the different ways. We're like, what
Yeah.
are we doing wrong? Like, it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
So-
because it took us forever to figure out that you have to temper protein into hot liquids. So you have to incorporate it at small times. So when I make my coffee in the morning, I add my milk first to bring the temperature down, and then I add my protein so that it doesn't clump.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that for the longest time. I didn't know that was even a thing until I think Michaela told us.
I think Michaela Miller told us.
Yeah.
Liz in the Blooming.
Yeah. And protein and everything has come a very long way since.
Yeah.
I think all of our starting, like, even in 2 years, it's come such a long way.
Yeah, because I think when this releases, it's going to be my 7th year anniversary.
Oh,
right around there. So yeah, like the difference between protein powders from when I started out is like night and day. It's like they were just testing the waters, and now they're like actually in it and fixating and making sure it actually tastes good. Like, but before it felt like they were just throwing shit at us.
Oh yeah, see whichever sticks.
There's like, oh, it's protein, just eat it.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Like I remember getting samples of Premier, Ensure, and there was one
so
more that I tried, and I'm like, why is this a thing?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why it tastes so bad. And then I went to GNC and got like actual powder, and that's what I survived on, was the powder.
Yeah.
And then, obviously we discovered Devotion, which is the best protein ever, because you can cook with it. That's my thing, is like, I love cooking with it. And it just gives it a little amp up. But
because like she has that buttery blend where I just put that on rice and beans, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
and mix it in.
You just mix it in. Like, it's so you're getting like protein while you're eating just rice and beans.
When we went to her house, she made us meatballs that had the buttery blend in the meatballs.
Oh, so good.
It was the binder.
So like that's the deal, is like, that's what's good about Devotion. You can just like, it's very versatile. Because before it was like not having it. Everything's pearling, everything tastes funky.
Well, and it was, here's a Premier pre-made shake that you're supposed to drink, and it's just, I'm sorry, Premier, it's just nasty.
I think
it's
that's
nasty.
why I get on people when they're just like, oh, it just doesn't taste good, or like when they kind of knock on chewables, like, because I really like the Procured chewables. And they're just like, the taste. And I'm just like, I had to go and I had to deal with it when everything tasted shitty. So like your faces, you guys were like an upgrade when I was getting. So
I have to say, Procure's chewables are miles above everybody else.
Oh, 100%.
Because I made that face, but purely because I remembered chewing all of these different kinds of vitamins when I first started. And they were all so nasty. It was so chalky and gross. And
Did they give you a vitamin you're supposed to take, or like what they do for you for vitamins afterwards, since it was so fast?
He gave me some vitamins, but they were huge. They were huge.
Yeah.
And
you're like, I'm gonna be full.
Be able to say that's what she said.
We missed one.
I missed that one. Oh my God. That's what she said.
She literally threw you a fastball.
Oh man, I've missed so many lately.
Strike out.
Anyway, I couldn't swallow them. Like, I couldn't swallow them. Like,
that's what she said.
It only takes so much water at a time. And so I kind of broke the rules a little bit, and I just went and got the little gummy bear chewable vitamins, and I had to. And then, so like any vitamin in pill form usually makes me nauseated too.
Okay.
So I did throw those up a couple times. And then I was like, no.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna chew this chewable real well.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So they gave me that, and then I think a vitamin D supplement, or I don't remember exactly. That was a long time ago. But I do still keep up on my my vitamins. I do take vitamins every day, and my collagen, my coffee, and my fiber. My Beno fiber goes in my coffee every morning.
Perfect.
Look at you.
And you know what? If I'm gonna say this, anybody that's wanting to do surgery, you need to start taking Beno fiber before right before you have surgery. You need to put it in there. You can't even taste it because nobody told me that. And that first poop after surgery was the worst.
The fucking worst.
Right?
Oh
my God. I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I wish somebody would have told me that. So anybody I ever come in contact with that is pre-op, I tell them that. I was like, if I have to give you any advice, it's that.
Yes.
Start with the Benefiber now.
You know, I feel like we're
now, to be honest
using
with
like
you.
all of our products that we use, or we're talking about them, but Avi, like I put that in my coffee in the morning. And I swear to you, from the time that I was missing days because I, mostly at Zach's house and I forgot to bring my Avi over. But the days that now that I'm like on it all the time, I am so much more regular. And I don't know if they have more fiber in them or what.
They're not Benefiber though.
No, it's so weird. But it's like I have my first cup of coffee and I'm like, okay, cool. Go to the bathroom, come back. I'm good for the day. Yeah, it's so weird. But it's like I can like set my watch to it now.
Oh, that's amazing.
So strange.
I mean, you want to be that regular though. Like that.
You do.
You actually do, guys.
Yeah.
Like I know pooping, people don't like to talk about it, but like you do need to be regular. It's very important.
If you're on this channel, you know about the bathroom episodes.
That's
so
right.
Yes.
That's right. Because it sucks afterwards when people don't know. Like, yeah, all three of us had bad pooping problems.
Oh, well, and I think it was like I thought that right after the first, like when I went to go poop for the first time after surgery, it was like going to be normal, and it's not. And I was like, what is wrong with me? And it's like, well, because you're drinking protein shakes.
Yeah.
Like you're not eating food. Like it's more liquid and it's like when you do start eating, it's like
pebbles,
pea size,
like rabbit poop.
That's all you're getting out. And you're like, I feel like this should be so much more than it is. And then you're like, oh wait, no, I'm not eating that much.
I remember
right
asking
after.
Dr. Patterson like
about it
after one of my first appointments. I was like, I'm not pooping like I normally do. And she's like, well, you're not eating as normal. I'm like, well, I should have just put those two together. Yeah, that's okay.
Pretty much.
I thought I'd ask just for the other thing. So that happened with you too. So everybody, Benefiber.
Yes.
Something fiber.
Yes.
Get your booties regular.
Yes. Get your booties regular because it makes your day so much better. The bloat's so much better. And I was going to touch on the vitamin thing. You were saying how it makes you sick when you take capsules. Just a tip for everybody out there. I take them at night and I take them with all my night pills. So then it's just, I'm sleeping. If it makes me nauseous, I'm just sleeping.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make me nauseous that way because the iron definitely affects me. Like if first thing in the morning. So
I get nauseous with that.
Yeah. So just a little tip.
Just eat first.
See, even when I eat, it still makes me nauseous. So I just take it at night. And I read somewhere a long time ago that there was like a science behind taking it at night, because if you take your vitamins in the morning, you're peeing it out more.
You can. Yeah, you can.
So like, we're very hydrated people as bariatric patients.
Right.
And so I pee all morning. And so there was something that I had read that you take them at night and it like absorbs better because you're not just peeing them out. So yeah, we actually got a question this morning about peeing out the vitamins. And I was like, well, what does your lab work say?
Yeah,
and she was like,
check.
So she's like, I go in next week, but I feel like I'm just peeing it all out. And I was like, but what did your last lab say? And she's like, everything was fine. I'm like, then you're fine. Like, your body's absorbing it.
Like, because you're cash pay, did they do labs, or is that your PCP going to do labs, or how did that work?
Oh, Ash.
I saw the look.
Oh, Ash.
I mean, they did it right before surgery. I did the little heart thing too. But I'm a bad weight loss surgery
You're
patient.
horrifying me.
After the 2 week and then 1 month post-op checkup, I never went back to see my doctor.
Ash.
What?
Oh my God.
Why?
He was kind of an asshole the second time I went. And and he was like fussing at me for losing too much weight. And I'm like,
what you can't control.
Like, I can't control it. Like, you gotta slow down. He wanted me to drink 7 protein shakes a day.
No.
Has he met a bariatric patient?
Yeah, you can't hold that in.
No.
You would literally be on the toilet drinking and it just
Yeah, like I could drink one from like breakfast until lunch. Like I would sip on it like all morning.
Yeah.
And I don't know. So I just didn't go back.
So how long did it take for you to go back? Have you not really gone back even to
No.
this day?
No,
You know,
I
you
haven't.
can choose another surgeon to go see.
Or-
Okay, all right.
I know
Well,
there's another one around
Okay.
here that I could go see, but I talked to my PCP quite a
Okay,
bit, and,
okay.
she's aware, and I mean she doesn't know much about weight loss surgery, but she knows my struggles, and I go see her quite often with my mental health issues too. So,
Okay, well, no, that's good. As long as you're seeing
yeah.
someone.
mhm.
Yes.
Because we did post for like the actual things you can have your PCP do your labs for, so that way it
Mhm.
actually will be the ones for
Yeah.
you. Because a lot of people actually don't go see their surgeon anymore. Like
Yeah.
either
You're
they
not
get so
allowed.
post-op they just don't, or they did the traveling, you
Yeah.
know, so they're only going to be
Yeah.
seeing their PCP. So
Yes.
I mean, as
Yeah.
long as you have a good one this time.
Yes.
Because that's
And get your blood checked semi-regularly.
it's
Once
supposed
a
to be
year.
once a year.
Once a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to do that because she did write me a script to go get it checked not too long ago, and I just didn't go. But
You're
I
not-
need
you're
to.
not alone.
You're not alone.
It took me
us-
like 6 months.
yeah, it
to
took
go.
me 3 to finally
Yeah.
go. So, I get it.
So I get it, but just as long as you're eventually getting it, because man, there's some not great things that can happen.
Yeah,
if you're
'cause
not
we've-
up on your
You
vitamins.
know, encounter with some people that have had issues because they weren't getting checked in, and then all of a sudden they're having problems. So
Yes.
it's like,
Mhm,
people,
mhm.
check your vitals.
And we wouldn't give you crap if we didn't care about
That's
you.
right.
So
Oh,
That's
thank
right.
you.
We want you healthy.
we
So,
want you healthy.
Did the
yes.
family come around? Did your parents kind of come around all this, or
Oh,
like
yeah.
how did that all go?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna ask how
Oh,
your
yeah.
mom does it with it now.
I mean, when I told her, she was like, okay, well, if that's what you think you have to do, then you know, I support you, whatever. So it went better than I thought it would whenever I had told her. But I mean, it's been good. I mean, have not had any issues with any family members
Awesome.
since I had it done. They've been very supportive. You know, they'll try to feed me more than I should, but not on purpose. It's just
Yeah.
because they don't realize how much I can eat.
Yes.
Right,
Or-
out of habit probably too.
Yes.
For example, my mom and I have 3 sisters. I'm the oldest of 3.
Okay.
And they're all skinny.
Oh.
And so that was not fair growing up. But anyways, we went shopping with my mom, and she ordered us all breakfast tacos, which is I think big burrito size tortilla and eggs, bacon, cheese, beans, potatoes.
Wow.
that sounds delicious.
It does
Yeah.
sound really good.
But that's a huge
And
burrito.
I was probably only like 2 months post-op, and
Shit.
she ordered it for me. I was like, I can't eat all this. I'm so sorry. But I was able to eat some of the insides, but not very much of it, and I felt really bad. But yeah, so it's just stuff like that they don't really catch on to, because I mean, literally, I can only eat maybe a cup's worth of food at a time. Still,
Right.
2.5 years out.
I was gonna say still.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. That
Mhm.
restriction is real.
Well, what was
Yeah.
your food plan like?
So after surgery, I had 2 weeks of liquids, and then so that was the protein shakes and the broth and I think Jello, and then after that it was pureed foods, and then it was 2 weeks of pureed, and then another 2 weeks of soft foods.
Okay.
I was going a little I guess food hungry, head hunger towards
Yeah.
the end of that pureed stage,
Yeah.
on the soft food stage, that I think I only did it for about a week, and then I just started eating things that, you know, just trying out more things.
Right.
Yeah.
My first like food after liquid stage was refried beans.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was the best refried beans I had ever had, out of a can.
Yep.
But it was so good.
I love
That's
it.
so funny. We
That
both
was
did that.
ours.
Taco
Yep.
Bell.
It was
Taco
Oh,
Bell.
yeah.
well, I didn't go to Taco Bell. I just had a can of refried beans, just like a
Uh-huh.
little bit of it with some cheese on top, and I mixed it and put
Mhm.
some hot sauce.
No, I had it
Oh
all
my God.
planned.
It was
I was
so
like,
fucking
okay,
good.
on this date, you are going to Taco Bell and you are getting me beans with cheese and that sauce. There's something about the sauce I love.
Oh, they have a great hot sauce, but
yeah. No, it's
you
like
their beans.
I love their beans. Like I just get I used to get a side of beans with cheese and the
Okay.
sauce that goes in the bean burrito over the top, and I just mixed it all in. It took me like 3 hours to eat it because I was like, but every bite, and nothing is ever as good as that first bite was.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I remember like the tingling in my mouth and like,
yeah, I'm like, oh my God.
It was like flavor. That was kind of the
yes.
Like a big warmth of flavor through your mouth. I'm like, holy shit, this is real food.
Yes.
Yeah. So yours is beans. What else did you incorporate like after beans?
Cottage cheese.
Yep.
Hummus. I did the roasted red pepper hummus.
So good.
Eggs did not sit well with me right away.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people say that, and I mean, I can eat them now, but that was something that I was kind of sad about, that they didn't work out very well at the beginning. But
so you love eggs then?
I do. Yeah, I have chickens. I don't know if you
That's right. We both have chickens.
I'll see my chickens on my stories. So we have a lot of eggs.
Yeah.
All the time. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Mel gives me fresh eggs.
I do all the time because I have 6.
They're so good.
They're so delicious.
Yes.
Yes.
I love them.
Store bought.
It is. Sure. You guys have no idea. You'll be like, no, it's fine. No, there's an actual difference. Like I thought that there wouldn't be such a drastic difference, but there's an actual drastic difference when I really mean that when I say it, because like the look's different, the taste is different. Even when it comes out of the shell is different. Like it's just a whole thing.
Yeah, they taste way better. I love them in the scrambles. Like with some sausage.
I make a mean scramble.
So. Yeah, I know you don't like the sausage, the ground sausage.
Well, I loved it, remember? But
but it didn't.
It started not sitting well anymore. Yeah. But that's the one thing. Like, hey guys, like your taste buds do change, and things will be happy with your pouch, and some things aren't. And I loved breakfast sausage with my scrambles.
Yep.
And then like it came a day where I just couldn't handle it anymore. I felt like I was always full in my throat.
Yep.
And I felt like I was gonna puke every time.
Yep.
So I was like, I just can't have sausage anymore.
That's how I feel about Starbucks egg bites now.
Yeah.
Like I can make them at home and they're fine. But if I go and I was eating them all the time.
Yeah.
And the last couple of times we've eaten them, I'm just like, I'll eat one maybe. And I'm just like, it's not what I want.
It's funny because I get excited when she puts that other one away and I was like, yoink.
Yeah.
Fine.
I'm like, I'll share.
Starbucks egg bites.
They are so good.
The bacon.
Remember, I'm a small town girl. We have like 5,000 people in our town.
Oh, wow.
So.
Oh,
do they have a Starbucks?
No.
Oh, awesome. Then you don't need one then.
Oh my God.
No.
Yeah.
I would die.
But if we ever do venture to the big city, a lot of times I'll convince my husband to stop and get a Starbucks coffee.
Okay.
There you go.
But it's few and far between.
No, you probably have some really good, like, I would say mom and pop freaking diners that are delicious.
Yeah, I would still die without a Starbucks near me.
Oh,
there's like 3 within 5 miles at all times.
No,
to me.
I will take a mom and pop diner over Starbucks any time.
I will take mom and pop food over Starbucks food any day. But the coffee, there's something about their coffee. I swear they put cocaine in it.
They might,
because I am like, I have one. It's like those times that they give you, like they screw up your coffee and then they're like, oh, well, we can't do anything with it. Do you want this one too? I'm like, yes, I do.
And you're like, I don't even care what's in it.
Yeah. And then I'll be like, I know I have mine, but I have a backup too.
That could be like jet fuel in the other one. You're like, don't care.
Don't care. It's Starbucks. It has a Starbucks logo on it. I'm good.
You're so ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
But our local mom and pop coffee shop, they are serving margaritas to go now too.
Oh,
see, we need to go see Ash.
I like
I'm
some to go margaritas.
Yeah, when COVID struck, that is one thing that our governor did good for us, was he allowed to go beverages.
Yep. Yes.
Ours did too, for liquor and everything.
Yep.
Like, yes.
Yeah, it's really weird when you go to Applebee's and then you're like, but I can get a to-go cup.
And you still can.
Yeah.
That's what's cool. We're like,
it's really strange though.
Because one guy actually kind of fought us on it, and we're like, it's fine. If you guys just don't allow it, that's not a problem. We literally just came from a restaurant 2 days ago where like they allowed it because you can do that.
Yeah. It just has to be sealed.
Yeah. They're like, oh, okay. We just didn't know. And we're like, yeah, it's not a thing.
Yeah. There's like drive-through places in Missouri where you like legit just drive up, give them tell them what you want, and then you drive away, and they have no idea if you're drinking it in the car or not, which you probably are.
But it's crazy.
And I'm not condoning drunk driving. I'm just saying.
Fuck no.
It's
I'm a big hard no on that one.
Of course.
I'm a hard no.
Of course.
So back to Ashlee. We went on way.
So what's your favorite food? What's your favorite food now?
Yes.
Like your favorite thing to eat?
Bariatric wise?
No, just in general. I just want to know what your favorite food is.
Well, so I still will eat like pizza.
Okay.
Maybe like a piece.
Yeah.
Sometimes two. But that's few and far between. I really do try to focus on having a veggie and my protein.
Okay.
Because being 2.5 years out, it's like if I go off track or have like a cheat weekend or whatever, I gain like 5, 6, 7 pounds, like that. And so I feel like at this point, you know, our metabolism slows down because it's so used to the amount of calories that we're getting that I have to work twice as hard to not gain any more weight.
Yes.
Because I have gained weight back and it just like snuck up on me like what in the world, you know? But yeah, so I do like cabbage, like fried cabbage.
Cabbage is good. Yeah.
I
Fried
like it.
cabbage.
So you fry up your bacon first and then you cut up your cabbage and then you put the cabbage in the bacon grease.
Oh my God.
Add the bacon back to it.
That sounds
we are so trying that.
Delicious. Oh my
God.
God.
You should. It's so good. So good. And I never thought I would like cabbage till like it was just like a thing like, ugh, I would never eat that. And Brussels sprouts too. Like I love Brussels sprouts now. And I bacon too. So I'll like slice them in the middle, put them on my sheet pan, and spray them with some olive oil, season them, and then I cut up pieces of bacon and raw bacon. I put them on top, and then you roast them. And so then the fat drips down from the bacon on top.
Nice. You know,
sprouts.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
That's a good one. I'm
yeah.
like, we need to start looking at your page for recipes now.
Which means you're gonna have to start posting recipes.
Oh, I know.
It's I did so Zach hates veggies. He hates greens.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how can you hate all greens? Like he orders a cheeseburger and he says no vegetables.
Yep.
Like he just doesn't like vegetables. So I made dinner one night because it was like the first like official dinner I had made for him. And I was so stressed out. I was like cultivating my recipes and making sure everything was like in line. And so I was like, I'm going to make him some vegetables. And so I made him roasted broccoli with Parmesan over the top. But it was like mixed with breadcrumbs. And you just do a little like sprinkle of breadcrumbs over it. And then I roasted it and then put salt and pepper over the top. He ate them and liked them. I was like, yes, that's what I need. And cause he ate, I was like, do you want to try? Good. Yeah. And I was surprised with just a little bit of Parmesan and breadcrumbs over the top. It really like amps up the flavor. I was impressed. I
think that's the thing is like with being bariatric patients, you really got to like learn to try new things.
Yes.
Cause you just don't know. You just don't know. And that was like the biggest thing for me. Cause the cabbage thing, I started it with making taco salads. I replaced the chips with cabbage because it's so tough, but it's a green like lettuce. And I was like, oh, and I took a bite. I'm like, it had the crunch. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, this is a game changer. So I love me some cabbage.
Yeah. I need to make taco salad again.
We do.
Yeah. That's been a while.
You know what I put on my taco salads instead of the chips? I do, I get the slivered almonds and put that on there and you get the crunch and then it's so healthy for you.
Oh,
yeah. I never thought. Yeah, you are very creative with your food.
I try to be because I don't want to be bored.
Yes, because it can get really easy to get bored because you're just like eating the same shit over and over and over again, and so you got to find little ways of like just amping it up. I've gotten used to using a lot more seasonings since surgery because I want each flavor to have that punch. Because I hate it. Like before it was like, you just ate it. You didn't care how it tasted for the most part. You just ate it. And so now I'm like, no, if I'm only taking 6 bites,
I want to like,
I want every single bite to be the best it can possibly be. And if it doesn't taste good, I'm going to stop eating it.
Yeah.
Because there's no point in wasting the pouch room.
Yeah.
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
Because we only get a little bit of real estate in there.
Yep. It's tiny. It's
sure.
tiny.
So like my husband likes the garden blend salad. It has like the carrots and the I don't know. I don't like raw vegetables. They have to be cooked unless it's like lettuce. So like whenever I make my salads from that, I will literally pick the little slivers of carrots out and the purple cabbage out.
Oh my God.
Because I don't want to waste my space on something I don't like.
Yeah.
And my husband eats it. He likes raw carrots and he's weird, but anyway.
Oh, I love me some raw carrots.
Yeah. I just am not a carrot person. I've never even cooked, I'll eat them, but not very often.
Cooked are always better for me, but I will eat those raw. That's not a problem.
Mm-hmm. Carrots that are roasted though, there's a difference. Like when it has the like little crispy edges and stuff, I love carrots like that. But if it's just like microwave bag of like just soggy, what's the point? What's the point, people?
See, and that's why we don't have a microwave. We don't even have that choice. Everything is like legit cooked, so it's delicious.
I don't know.
It just takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like that's the deal. It's like I noticed I enjoyed cooking more because I was standing and moving around. I was like, I can just like use this a little bit if I'm not going to go to the gym today, which slippery slope, people.
Slippery
slope with that thought process.
Yes.
Yeah, but you know what? I do that too. If I'm cooking, I will set my watch on the other mode and I will like march in place while I'm cooking. I'll do squats, I'll do toe raises. And I'll even like grab my little 5-pound weights and do some arm stuff. And my husband,
I'm not the only one that doesn't
shit. Yeah, it's like if I'm gonna be standing here, I need to be like burning calories or something. And then I still do try to get a workout in. But yeah. So I even do that whenever I'm folding clothes.
Yeah, because that's the deal. Is like I stand a lot more. So like that was the deal. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna do that with kitchen stuff, and I'll like take the counter and do like push-ups on the counter. Like just get that arm stuff. And I've done the squats thing, and then when you're doing your clothes, guys, just stand up.
Yeah,
I do them on my bed.
Or just put the hangers in, whatever, but at least you're standing. Like that's the whole point, is you're burning more calories if you're standing than you would be if you're sitting. So just get your booties up.
Melanie, the other day, she was working from my house and she was like, okay, today we are going to get up and stretch, and which we kind of did. And then we took a walk.
We took the walk.
We were like, okay, we're gonna, because I'm not home very often, and so I don't really have food in my house.
No, she doesn't.
Like at all.
No, I literally am like, what are we eating today for lunch? She's like,
nothing. But I did go shopping, and so there is officially food in my house that I can eat for lunches.
She makes a mean salad.
I make a mean barbecue chicken salad with avocado ranch. It's so freaking good.
So she better be making me that this week. So.
Yeah, it's real good. So so we were like, okay, we're gonna order our lunch. It'll be delivered while we're out walking. And then when we get back, the food will be delivered, but we'll have like gotten some steps in.
Yeah.
But the other day I was working with my mom, and my mom and I are just talking, and I'm like, I just get up and just start stretching. I'm like, I can't sit here any longer. And so my mom's giving me the weird look, like, what are you doing? And I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Kelly says, it's fine.
I stretch everywhere now. Like people expect it from me.
She's stretching in the airport.
Yeah. I was stretching away. I don't even care. Yeah. We were waiting for a table before, fucking stretching. Don't care. Yeah. I'm like, I need to keep moving because this is just like not having it. I can't just stay still anymore.
So you had a really good, like a really deep love of running. Are we still running?
Are we still?
Not exactly. Yes and no. I love running.
Okay.
I haven't ran in like a month or two, really. Okay. I mean, I will like in spurts, but yes, I was training for a half marathon, and then I didn't do it.
It's okay. That happens.
I mean,
when did you even start exercising after surgery?
See, and that was one thing. If I could go back, I would have started exercising sooner. But I was just riding that wave of it didn't matter what I was doing. It didn't matter what I was eating because the weight was like just going off, like it was going down. And but I would say probably when I started to kind of plateau where it wasn't, I would say about 8 about 6 or 8 months out of surgery is when I started exercising again, because you know, when you're still bigger and you're trying to exercise, it's not fun, and it's not. It's hard. It's really hard. And so like after I had lost all the weight, I was like, okay, I need to like start running again, because I do enjoy running. I feel very like Superwoman. Like I can conquer the world, because like you get past the first 2 miles and you can go for, you know, miles on end. Just the mental game by that point. But yeah, I did that. And then I guess last year was the most consistent I have been with working out.
Okay.
Making it a priority. I went back and counted in my app last year. I think it was 331 days last year.
Holy shit.
I got a workout in, or I at least closed all my rings.
Wow.
Oh my God. You should get like a prize for that.
You should get a real life award for that, because that's insane.
That's a great achievement.
But see, here's the part. I still gained 15 pounds last year.
Was it muscle though?
No, it was because I was eating like a fiend.
Okay.
I could not outrun my
but think of what you would have been at.
Yes.
Had you not done that. And there's no judgment, because I have definitely put on weight.
So then so you started at 230. What is your lowest? And then what was the gain, if you don't mind me asking?
I got down to about 147, 148.
Wow.
That only lasted for about a week.
I
was between 150 and 155 for a very long time. And then I guess last year, at the beginning of the year last year, I weighed myself right after Christmas. You know, we all gain over Christmas break, whatever. And I was like 158. And from there, I got up to 170-ish.
Okay.
Take a few. I'm back down to about 165 now. And
good job.
I mean, I feel good. I felt better whenever I was in the 150s.
Okay.
That's kind of my goal, to get back there. Not the 140s. I was really skinny, and but
did you feel really better in the 150s mentally or physically, or both?
Both.
You were both. Like you were like finally connected with both when you're in the 150s.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say about the 155. That was about where I really like to be, and I would really like to get back to again. And you know what? Even if I don't, and I stay the weight I am for the rest of my life, I will take that over 230 pounds.
That's a hell of a win. Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
I've been telling myself that a lot lately because of the gain. And I'm like, but I'm not at 265 plus.
Right.
Like I'm not back there. So I'm still winning in life because I've stuck to the majority of my goals. You know, I had a trip and I just fell down a little bit, and now I'm picking myself back up, but it's the not quitting that counts.
That's the part of the journey that don't quit. That's the whole part of this part. Like you did the surgery, you're gonna fall. Like it's life. You have to fall. It's the deal is like knowing that like, hey, no one's perfect. You're gonna have some problems, and just know that like all you have to do is just like keep going. Don't just be like, oh, I'll just do that Monday. Stop it with the Mondays. You know me and Kelly hate that. Like,
I hate it.
It's literally the next meal. It's the next decision you make. Stop making it be like, okay, for the next day. It's literally should be the next decision.
And just like kind of go take a break and go back into your brain of like, what did work?
Right.
Because whatever worked before will work again. You just have to get into the mindset of like, okay, I can't keep doing this.
Right.
So what worked before? And that's what worked with me this week of like, I was going home and I was like, there's nothing stopping me from stopping at the store and getting the foods that I know I like. I know that I enjoy these foods. So if I have them on hand, I'm not ordering food. I'm not eating all day,
right?
You know, and then ravenous at night. There's certain things that I did before that worked really well. So what are they? And like analyze where you're at and what can you change of like in a realistic amount, because you're not going to say like, okay, well, this weight that I'm at, it doesn't work. So I need to lose 50 pounds. Like it's just, that's
a lot.
too much. And it becomes
Mhm.
overwhelming. And I think that's where
Okay.
my brain has always gone of like, okay, you need to lose your gain. You need to lose your gain. But how about I focus on what I can control in this moment?
Or just lose. Just as long as you're losing, that's all that matters.
Well, and at this point, I'm fine with it as long as I'm doing the things that I know I need to be doing,
Right.
because I'm
Mhm.
eating like an asshole. And so like that's
Well, yeah, what
something
do
that
you
I can
expect?
change.
I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest deal is like people are like, why did I gain weight? Well, like, what did you expect when you're eating cheeseburgers all day?
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Barbecue all day, or whatever your trigger foods
Yep.
are. Like, duh, like, come on, people. This is what we were like
Mhm.
prior to surgery. We can't be like that after surgery.
Yeah.
And I know that you brought up that some mental stuff. So like, did you have like a psychiatrist or any therapy like afterwards, or did anything pop up where you needed to go, or?
So I've always kind of struggled with like the depression, more so than anxiety, but I was always against like, I don't need help. I don't need medicine. I can do this on my own. I can whatever. I mean, it got to the point where I would literally stand at the sink and just cry washing dishes. Why? I don't know. I was just crying because I was just so overwhelmed by stuff. And then I would get, my house was a mess, but then I couldn't get enough motivation to get up and even start in a place.
Yeah.
So one of my coworkers, I was kind of talking to her about it, and she's like, "Girl, you need to get you something." I was like, but why? Like, I don't want to do that. And she's like, it's changed my life. And so she told me, so I went to my doctor, and I was on Lexapro for, I would say, for about a year or so. And it was amazing, and it worked so great until it didn't.
Okay.
And then at that point, my doctor had she switched me to Effexor. And that was where I gained I gained 10 pounds in 6 weeks because it made me ravenous. Like I just felt like I could never get full. And I just was just like eating and eating. And anyways, I took myself off of it, which I probably shouldn't have done, because apparently it's a very, it's like a drug that, like, if I was, what's the word? Like a drug abuser, and I'm withdrawing from it.
Yeah, there's some drugs out there that you cannot go cold turkey on because you can really fuck up your system.
Yeah, I did, yes. Yeah. There's a thing called brain zaps where like literally it feels like your brain will just like, it's like twitching.
Oh yeah.
It's really weird. And then like it made me cry. Like I was crying. Like my husband just gave me a weird look, and I just started crying, and I was like crying over like stupid crap after I took myself off of Effexor, and I shouldn't have done that, but I did. And because just the gaining of the weight was like, what is going on here? And so I was like, you know what, maybe I just need to give my system a little bit of time and just not get on anything again. And that didn't work.
Yeah, gotcha.
I was not mentally strong enough to do it on my own. And I was like, you know what, we have these doctors and this fabulous, like, well, I wouldn't say fabulous healthcare system, but we have the benefit. We have a benefit of being able to take care of our mental health with the help of medicine. I tell people my serotonin is store bought, and that is okay.
Yes.
It is okay.
100%.
Absolutely. And so I advocate for that. On my Instagram, I make sure people know that it's okay if you take your medicine, and it's not like something you need to hide about yourself, because there are more people dealing with anxiety and depression than you would think. And
I do.
And it's been a taboo topic for many, many years. And
well, it's decades.
I just want to be an advocate for it.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to ever think that they're alone. And I've had so many people message me, thank you for, bringing this to light. I do this too, but I'm scared that, to let anybody know. And so anyways, back to that, I went back to my doctor, and I was just crying in her office. I took pictures of myself and sent it to a couple of my friends from Instagram that we have a little chat. For like 2 years now. We all had surgery around the same time. Anyways, I was like, this is so sad. Like, but I went back, and so she put me on buspirone and bupropion. So that's Wellbutrin and Buspar. So it's 2 different ones, and one's for the depression and one's for the anxiety. And they work fairly well. Not as good as some of the other ones, but I wanted to try a different like family. Because of the weight gain from the Vexer, and then the Lexapro quit stopping. So she put me on a different like family of drugs, and they are working pretty good. I mean, I still have my moments, but I would rather do that than make myself suffer.
Yeah. Because why? What's it?
Why?
It's not worth it. Like what I was going to say too is like, I feel like everybody has depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
It just really depends on what fucking levels you have and what you'll actually admit to yourself, because we are so like, we don't want to admit the shit that's really going on with us all the time. But if we did, we'd be probably getting help,
I'm with you. Like because of my autoimmune and is being, is so out of the control most of the time, it's really hard for me to be like, I need to go to the doctor for this, like something else that's not relating to my autoimmune, because I feel like I already have the autoimmune going on and I want to do everything else myself. And so I completely am right there with you, because I am pretty sure, which is sad because I'm like, I have ADHD. Yeah. I have adult ADHD. And every part, like it started as a joke. And then
with our producer,
it was with our producer. Yeah. And then as I say it out loud, like so many people are like, oh yeah. And I'm like, fuck. Like,
because when you say it makes more sense. You're like, oh, that's
because I'm very scattered. I'm very like, I can't, like, it's hard for me to finish one thing at a time. I tend to go all sorts of places. In my brain, I work backwards to frontwards.
100% does.
So I'll go to the very end of what we're talking about and then try to work my way forward. And I don't sleep. There's so many other things that go on. And I still have not gone to the doctor, even though it's been almost 2 years of us like being like, no, you need to go to the doctor. And in my brain, I'm like, I don't want to go to another fucking doctor.
So is it just because you've had to see so many over the years?
I want to do it on my own. And I'm like, okay, if I do this, I can focus better. And I'm like, just go to the doctor.
You know it better than anybody that like, sometimes your body just can't heal itself.
I know that. But my brain is like, but maybe this time it'll be totally different.
Well, have you noticed like with the working out though and the running, like does that seem to help your moods though? Because I hear really positive things about that.
Yeah, it does. There's so many times that I'm just like, I don't want to work out today, but then I do, and I feel great afterwards. So it definitely boosts my moods. And there are times I have to force myself to do it, because I know I need to do it. Yeah. So like today my son was sick. So I stayed home with him and he was just watching TV, hanging out. And so I just took my weights and started my watch and did a HIIT workout, and I closed my rings and good to go. I mean, that was enough to get it going, because I couldn't go run with him out in the cold. And it's just like, and I don't like running and pushing the stroller because he's like 40 pounds already. That's a lot of work.
That's so funny.
But yeah, for sure. So
how old is he?
I do recommend it. He turned 3 in October.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah. And you just have one, or you have two?
I have two. I have a 9-year-old too.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, he and his dad they're hunting right now.
Oh.
They went to West Texas to go hunting. So that's why I'm at my sister's house. So me and my son we're staying here because I don't like being at home by myself.
Yeah.
Don't blame me, man.
It's not fun. I mean, unless you're like going to a hotel and staying by yourself, it's not.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Well, what was one of your first NSBs that you can remember? For those that don't know, that's non-scale victory.
Yes.
I would say probably the clothing, because like I've said, I've been up and down in my weight, have gained and lost the same 40 pounds. I don't know how many times. And like, I had literally just always hung on to those clothes because I'm going to get back down to that size one day. And just fitting back into those clothes. And now they're like way too big on me. Yeah. That was one of my first probably non-scale victories that I really noticed.
Awesome.
But yeah, I mean, I have plenty of them. Like, I don't know, the chin, like the double chin. I can smile forward and you don't, I mean, I guess you can kind of see it now, but you know, like I don't have to like angle. I don't have to like angle myself.
Right.
Have it up high. Like just trying to find like pictures for Face-to-Face Friday. I'm like, I wish I would have just taken like forward facing, you know, double chin and all. So that way I can have it. It looks more dramatic. And instead I'm like trying to like elongate myself and all these old pictures. And, but yeah, like that is something that I don't know. That's always been the thing, like my double chin, and it's still there, but it's not as bad as it was. And it's
I don't see one, so
it's more of like a loose skin there. I teach middle school, and you know those kids are savage, and they will tell brutal. Me like they this right here, they're like, good double chin, miss. And I'm like, I know. Oh my God. I know, but they were like the ultimate like hype girls, I should say, because they will like I don't know, they will like just, man, miss, your outfit's fire today.
Oh,
I guess that's a good thing, right? And like, yeah. Or if I say something about, you know, I'm trying to lose weight, because that's another thing on my lunch break. I go walk laps around the school, like in the hallway, and nobody cares, but they see me through the doors of their classrooms, and they'll ask me, why are you doing that? And I'm like, because I'm trying to lose weight. I'm fat. Whatever. Oh, no, you're not. You're so skinny. Why would you don't need to lose any weight. And, you know, and some of them had me last year and they had me this year. And I'm like, okay, guys, y'all know that I've gained a little weight since last year. And they're like, yeah, but you still look good. You look good, you know, whatever. And, but I love them, but they are brutal.
Middle school is just brutal.
They're just
years.
brutal.
Like those are worse than the freaking elementary and high school. Like middle school, oh my God.
I will teach my middle schoolers any day over the elementary kids. I did first grade and kindergarten for 6 years. I will never go back. I absolutely love what I do now.
Awesome.
And you know, we were doing statistics, and I teach reading, so we were doing stuff with statistics, and I had explained to them a statistic, and I told them I was listening to a podcast. It wasn't y'all, it was a different one, about how 97% of people who lose like a major amount of weight will gain it back within 5 years. Yes. And that was without weight loss surgery. Yeah. And so I was kind of explaining them to that, and they know I've lost a lot of weight because I have like some older pictures in my room of family and whatnot. And one of my kids was like, well, I guess you're gonna get fat again, Miss Coleman.
You got two, she's like counting on the time. It's like, you got 3 more years.
I know, right? I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm like, no, I really hope not. Because you know, there are 3% of people that, you know, keep it off.
Yeah.
And of course all my girls jumped on him for saying that. And so I was really happy about that they had my back.
What is it for bariatric patients? Because it's a little bit lower, I thought.
So
doesn't like
I believe that
I know Dad Rob said that it's like when he did his statistic, when he found it was something to like, as long as you can get to 6 years. Yeah. If you can get to 6 years or 5 years or something like that, then you're gonna be fine. It's just getting there.
And I believe it's 50% of weight loss surgery patients gain a significant amount of weight back. Yeah. They're within a first year, like after like they've gone through their first year. It's that second year that really kind of seals it.
Because I feel like the second year is harder than the first. What do you think?
It is. It is. I mean, that's when, I gained my weight back and I felt old habits creeping back in, and the snacking is what got me. Just, snacking on Cheez-Its. That was my nemesis this past year, was Cheez-Its. Yep. Cheez-Its. Okay. Or you know, I've said it already, I'm a teacher, and people like to bring candy and stuff, and they put it in the lounge, or like someone will have a birthday party from the weekend and they bring the leftover cake to school in the lounge, or any of the cookies, and there's constantly the candy. always. And so I was going in there, and every time I would go in there, I would grab a Reese's or two, or whatever. And it's always the good chocolate stuff that they would put in there. And so I found myself doing that. I know, right? And
food at home.
To me.
Yeah.
But I will admit I've done that too. I've brought cake from a birthday party and left it.
Yeah, because you're like, I don't want it in my house, so
right.
And
I'm not like
enjoy it.
I'm not like a cake person. I'd rather have the cookies, but like my kids, they will devour that cake, and my husband will too. And I don't want them to have. My husband, he can eat 5 cheeseburgers and every day and still not gain a pound. It's not even fair.
So until he can't, because that's the deal that my husband's dealing with now, because he's 39, going to be 40 in November. So he is freaking out because he's the biggest he's ever been in his whole life, because he's used to always be just 155 pounds, like 150 when I met him. And he always just hovered 5 pounds back and forth. And now he's 180. And he was just like, I don't know what to do. We have to join a gym. And I'm like, yes, thank you. Because I've been wanting to go back to the gym. Yeah. But like the COVID restrictions here, like it's like on and off all the time. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, wait till it's like off for a while so I can go back.
Yeah.
And now like he wants to go, and it's like so much easier when the whole household's kind of on board. Like everyone's kind of making a good effort to be healthier, whether you're walking or eating better. Like, did your whole household change, or was that just a you thing?
Oh, it was a them thing too.
Nice.
Okay, so I don't withhold snacks or, your typical, kid friendly food, like chicken nuggets or whatever. I don't they can eat that. But if I make fried cabbage or Brussels sprouts or broccoli, they're going to eat it. And they do eat it, because I don't give them an option, and they think, oh, it's so nasty, but they're going to eat it. Our oldest one, he's a little on the chubbier side. And so I don't make a big deal out of it. But I do let him know that, this is why we eat vegetables. And this is why we need to, if he tells me he wants more or whatever, or if he wants a snack because he's still hungry, and I say, okay, we'll eat an apple if you're truly still hungry, and then he won't eat because, and so I'm trying to teach that to them. The little one, he just doesn't eat because he's weird, but my older one, he will. And he rides the bus home after school. And so he's home by himself for about 30 minutes before I get home. And I found a bunch of, protein bars, wrappers, stuffed in the couch. Because he didn't want me to see. But it was because he didn't want me to know that he was eating my protein bars. I mean, I guess it could be worse. But don't ever hide that from me. You could have just put them in the trash can, and I would have never known. But so he knows, and we try to make exercise a fun thing. Like we'll go walk and he rides his bike, or just going outside and playing basketball. And so we try to incorporate movement, intentional movement, but not make a big deal out of it, because that was one thing as a kid. I was chubby, that my grandma and my mom, they wouldn't nitpick or call me fat or anything, but they would always push, you don't need to eat that. You don't need any more of that. Or you've already had 2 pieces of pizza. That's enough. You don't need any more biscuits, or just stuff like that. And I found myself hiding food a lot. And so when I did find my son's the protein bars wrappers, I was like, don't do that. It's okay. It's okay if you want to eat that or whatever. But that was one thing that because my mom and my grandma were very thin, and I was bigger than my mom in junior high. So that I don't want my children to ever think that they're less than because they're overweight. Although they never made me feel that way at the time, but now looking back, I trying to put me on low carb diets in junior high. I remember I did a low carb diet in junior high, and I lost 15 pounds, and then my parents decided they weren't going to do it anymore. And so I didn't either. And I gained it all back, So I just remember that was like the first time that I was ever on a diet per se. And I mean, it wasn't like a thing that was ever like pushed much after that. It was just something that they were doing, and they wanted me to do it too. But
and as a parent, like it's just hard as a parent because you don't know what you're doing is whether that it's going to fuck them up or not. And you're always worried that it's going to fuck them up or not, because like Dylan was 9, I want to say, when I started my surgery process. And like him watching me go through those things and then like trying to get him to eat the things that we're eating, like, and I would just sit in like, this is what we're eating. So you take it or leave it, not happening. Yeah. But as he gets older and then he's able to go to the store and do things by himself, like I did the same thing. I found like chips and candy wrappers and all these things that he's just hiding. And it fucking scared the shit out of me because I'm like, oh, you're just like your mother. Like, like, I know what that feels like. And it just sucks. And I'm like, how did for me, I started like internalizing it. And like, it's not, like, I had to stop like blaming myself. Like, we have these conversations all the time. We're just like, hey, is that a healthy choice? Like, that's what we try to do in the house. It's like, hey, protein first, protein most. He knows that's my saying. We got it from Jenny. Like, she is great at that. And it really works because then Dylan, like when he goes to friend's house, I was like, so how was it? And he's like, it wasn't the greatest, but I did the protein first at least. And I was like, sweet. Yes.
That's good.
Yeah. So it's starting to work, but it's just like, you have to do baby steps. And like you can't talk about their body. Like that's a big deal. Like, we don't make any comments about like, do you think you should have any more? That's not even a question. It's more like, hey, bud, we're done for the night. The kitchen's done at 9. Nothing else can come out of it. You have to just say it like immediately and not have these open and conversations about it. And I notice that goes a long way with him because if I'm more direct, like we're not eating after this dinner, there's no snacking, then it's done. And he's like on board. But if I leave it open a little bit, then of course they're kids. They're just
they're gonna take it. Yeah.
So I saw this in the fridge, maybe. I'm like, no. Yeah, fridge is closed.
I had to have the conversation with Zach's girls about waiting 20 minutes because we had eaten and then I don't know which one of them said it, but they're like, I'm still hungry. And I'm like, we literally just finished eating. Like, I was like, why don't you wait like 20 minutes? Because they hate it because they'll come like even for a headache, they'll be like, my head hurts. And I'm like, and then they'll be like, yes, I drank water. That's the first thing out of my mouth. I'm like, how much water have you had today? I'm like, what did you eat today? Because if you haven't had enough protein and so I like cue them in on little facts that we know, like, hey, did you know that it takes 20 minutes from your stomach to be full to tell your brain that you're full?
It's real. That's a real thing.
And I was like, and so there was one night where I told her that and she was like, I'm guessing she waited 20 minutes and then she's all, it's been 20 minutes. I'm still hungry. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever.
Yeah. Like, but then it's funny when you tell them that because Dylan will get distracted and totally forget just like how we all do. Yep. Like I'll just start doing laundry or whatever, or like doing stuff for the podcast. All of a sudden, like it's been an hour, 2 hours later. I'm like, oh, I guess I really wasn't. That was just me wanting more food because I'm like, ooh, food feels good.
Yes.
Until my stomach freaking.
I found my night eating is like, got out of control. I was like waking up because I don't sleep well. So I'll wake up at like 1 o'clock. I'll be like, I'm hungry or like, and I know I'm not. And so I started that whole like, okay, 20 minutes. And then I'll sit there and like watch TV or whatever. And before I know it, I fell back to sleep and I didn't even, or 20 minutes will go by and I'm like, oh no, I am hungry. But I'm like, okay, what can I have that's like more of a protein type?
Because sometimes you really are hungry. And it's okay to eat. We don't want people to feel like you shouldn't be eating because you really, really should be eating. You need the fuel for your freaking body, people. And especially like Ash is a runner, you need those calories. Yeah. You need that stuff. So when you started training for the marathon, did you change the way that you ate so that way you can be prepared, or how did that work?
I did try to focus more on the protein to, help rebuild the muscles. And the days that I did do like long runs, I made sure to eat, I don't know, probably about 200 or 300 more calories than I would in a typical day because I have to track. If I don't
I was going to ask.
Then I that's when I just kind of go off course.
Yep.
But yeah, that's what I was doing. And I would, or after my run, I would eat a Quest protein bar. I like those. And, and I would drink a protein shake every once in a while, but I would do like the powdered with the blended, and I'd put like a banana in it or whatever. And,
Okay,
nice.
I would do that after a run, but for the most part, I didn't really change anything unless I was doing a long run that day.
Okay.
I would eat afterwards or even sometimes before, depending on what I had eaten that day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, I'm guessing you do not regret your surgery at all.
Absolutely not. I do not regret it one bit. And I know it's so typical of someone to say, or cliche for someone to say, I wish I would have done it sooner.
Yeah.
I wish I would have done it sooner.
Yeah.
But I mean, I had a kid a year before, and I'm pretty sure we're done having kids now. So it just kind of seemed like the right time whenever I did have it done. And now I can run and play and jump on the trampoline with my kids. And, not that I couldn't have done that at 230 pounds, but it was harder.
Yeah.
It was harder.
Because you were smaller when you got the surgery, did you get any flack from the community at all, or were they welcoming?
I did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Because I didn't tell anybody. I didn't put it on my Instagram. I didn't put it anywhere. And I did not tell anybody until afterwards, and I made a post about it. And I would say probably 3 different messages from people just kind of like, you aren't big enough for that. Why would you do that? Just like trying to make me feel very small.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm blocking you then.
Yep.
There's no point in you following me anymore. But I really did not lose that many. I didn't lose any followers other than those few people. But as far as like people in my personal life, there was a lot of people at the school I worked at. We're all women there, and I wouldn't have spent my money on that. You could have done that on your own. You're not even that big. You look fine. And then the thing is, I'd lost all the weight, and oh my God, you look so good. What,
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, I thought I looked good at 230. That's just confusing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it was just, I felt like I did get quite a bit of judgment because I was not a typical weight loss surgery patient. I didn't have hundreds of pounds to lose. I had about 80 pounds to lose. And my answer to those people was just always, well, my doctor thinks I'm a candidate for it, or he knows I'm a candidate for it because I am obese, whether you think I'm big enough or not.
Right.
And that's what I would always say. And I really learned to practice the smile and nod and then just walk away.
Yep.
I had a hard time holding my tongue a couple times.
Oh, I'm sure.
Badger me about it, but but now that I've had it done, I consider myself successful. I hit my goal weight was 150. I hit it. I was there for a while, and it's typical for people to gain a little bit back afterwards. And and I have people coming to me for advice all the time, and so my purpose for even my Instagram or for just anybody that knows me is I can help you. I can I may not have been the biggest person when I had it done, but I still had to do the mental work, and I had to struggle. And afterwards, just like everybody else, no matter what size, I was a food addict. I still am, but I can't be one anymore because I can't fit it in my stomach.
Yeah. It always surprises me that in this community, like, and there's very few that will say it and be rude about it, but it always floors me because, if they hate when people judge them based on the decision that they made. And I guarantee you, it doesn't matter whether you're 400 or 500 pounds, 200 pounds, like it doesn't matter what weight you're at. If this is going to help you become a healthier person, that's all that matters.
Yep.
Like that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what starting weight you were. It just matters how healthy you are, because you can have 1,000,001 things wrong with you at 230 pounds and they have no idea.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you didn't. And that's great that you got to jump on it and you're healthy now and you've got these like mindset, you know, you, like you said, you're a food addict, but you continually work at it every day to become a healthier person. It just floors me that they don't know that. They don't know what health issues you had. They don't know any of that. So just mind your business.
The fact that they're not even considering that.
No.
I think that's what bothers me always the most. It's like, hey, you're a person too, and don't act like your shit doesn't stink. Like this shit is real, and mental work is real, whether you're dealing with it with food or alcohol or whatever your choice of, you know, stuff is. Like we all have problems. Like let's not act like we don't, you know. And like I know for me, like my relationship with my husband actually got better. And you know, we all know that like Kelly's had a divorce. So it's like, how did you guys cope? Like, how did you guys like process and like work together? Because he was worried about that a little bit, it sounds like in the beginning.
Right. He was, but he was very supportive. He's always been supportive in all of my decisions. And we're a much better couple now than we were back then. Not that we were a bad couple, but it's much better. Like
stronger.
I mean, like he can pick me up and throw me around. Like, you know, like he could. I mean, he could do that when I was at my biggest, but it wasn't easy. And now I don't have that insecurity anymore of what as I did back then. And anyway. But yeah, so it's much better. So it's probably a mix of the medicine that I take now for my antidepressants and mix of that, and I'm just overall happier and healthier with myself, because that was one thing that I was always like just concerned about, that, you know, he's not going to like me, or how is he even with me, because look at this, look at that. Like I was just always worried about myself, and I was never happy with the way I looked. And I know this is not just a vanity thing, but you know, for some of us it is sometimes, and I will say that it was partially a vanity thing for me, and because I had basically all but given up on myself, and so it was more of a preventative thing, and now I feel great. I feel and so that has really helped our relationship. We're much better communicators now.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Like the communication is key, because you can't. I don't think you can go through something this life changing without being able to talk about it every step of the way and share how you're feeling. Because I feel if you can't communicate even over that, you tend to grow apart because you're going down a different path. And if that person isn't standing next to you and you're not talking about it, how can you go down that path together? Because your brain is all over the place after.
Because now you have to, like, for me, I had to learn how to articulate what my feelings were. Because I was such a food addict that I just ate it, not realizing I was eating it. That didn't even come to my mind that I was emotionally eating. I was like, no, that's for like other people in my family, they do that. I'm totally fine doing my thing. And then I realized, oh no, you have problems. And learning how to actually tell Eric, hey, this is how I'm feeling today. I don't really know why, but like, this is what's going on with me. Like this is, I want you to understand what's going on in my head right now. And then he'll just ask me questions and we'll talk it. And then all of a sudden I feel better. And it's like, because you have to tell them, like, and you have to feel comfortable telling them, because some people aren't comfortable talking to their partner, which is fine. Then you need to go to like a therapist and help you talk, like learn how to talk to each other, because it is really scary to tell people the deep, dark feelings that are happening in your brain. And you realize, like, oh, I can't have food. Like, that's not going to
I can't cover it up anymore.
I can't cover it up.
It's not there.
Yeah. You have to talk about it. So I would say communication is 100% key with this process. Like, if you're going to get weight loss surgery, be prepared to learn how to articulate how you feel to people. And that goes with friends and family too. It's not just your spouse or partner.
I mean, I took a lot of shit from my now ex-friends because I just didn't see anything wrong with it. And now I'm like, no, you're not allowed to treat me like that and pretend like it's okay, because it's not. And if you can't not treat me that way, then we are going to separate as friends.
And that's
or family. I've done it to family too, and I'll do it again, because it's at the end of the day, I only have me. And that's the most important part, or important person to me is me. So if I'm not unhappy with that, how can I change that? And sometimes it's, I'm not around you.
Yeah.
You're going to stay over there. I'm going to be over here.
And that's okay. You can still live and be happy and not be friends with someone.
Correct.
Like it's okay to not be friends with, you're not, just because you're not friends with someone doesn't make you a failure.
Yeah.
It just means, hey, we just don't work well together, and that's okay.
Yeah. I actually saw something today on Instagram, and it was TikTok. And she said, just because I'm setting a boundary does not mean that we have beef.
Oh, I love
and
that.
I was like, that is so important, because I think a lot of people, when you say, I don't want this in my life, and so this is a boundary I'm putting up, they just, whoa, why are you mad? Why are you mad? Like, and it's like, I'm not, I'm just simply saying this doesn't fly in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Period.
And
I thought it was very important.
The confidence. Yeah. And the confidence, I know y'all have seen it in yourselves, and myself too, just being able to tell people no, or stand up for yourself, or just not, let people run all over you, because I've noticed as a obese fat person, people think that they can run all over you, that they think that they're better than you. They look down on you because they think you're lazy. And I don't have as many people taking advantage of me anymore. Well, I don't have anybody, but I don't have anybody trying to anymore. And I think that comes with what is it called? Is skinny privilege? That's a thing?
Yeah,
it is. I think that's a thing.
Yes,
it's a thing. Skinny privilege, pretty privilege. I get treated much differently now than I did when I was 230 pounds. And I've learned to just take up for myself, and people don't try to take advantage of me anymore. And so like, I work at a different school than I did whenever I had my surgery. So these people that I work with now, they've never seen me as a big woman. Yeah. And when I tell people that, because they'll ask me, I'll say, I've lost a lot of weight or whatever, and they'll ask me, and I tell them, I had weight loss surgery. I don't lie to people. It's not, really, it's nothing to be ashamed of. And but they're like, oh, I can't see you being that size. You're so pretty, whatever. But nobody at my school that I'm at now tries to walk all over me. And
not at all.
It's at all. Like, and they will come to me for advice, or, not just for weight loss, just any, like other things, school related stuff or relationship related stuff. And it's just amazing just seeing the difference in how people treat you from when you were big to now.
Yeah, they didn't want to look at us or talk to us or do anything. Yeah,
exactly. Actually, when I was shopping on Sunday, I had 5 different employees ask me, say hello, good morning, and then they were like, "Can I help you with anything?" And I'm like, "Nope, I'm good.
That's
I'm good. Lot. Thanks." I was just like, every corner I turned. And I was like, I get it. Like, all I could think of in my head was, I guarantee you at 265 pounds, not one person would have said something.
No, they just would have been like, oh, there's a big girl. They keep walking.
Yeah.
Like,
she knows where the food is.
Yeah. She knows where the things are.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about her.
But no. And I was just like, and at first I was like, oh, people are being really nice today. And then I started thinking back, and I'm like, oh, motherfuckers.
Those bitches.
Yeah, I was getting a little amped. I was like, one more person says hi to me, I'm done. Yeah, it's very, or like people hold doors open now. Yeah. I've never had that happen in my life, except for losing weight.
Speaking of opening doors, this is gonna be a squirrel moment. So what was really funny is because like Eric has been opening my door lately. And when we went on that like triple date, whatever, with you at the Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
He came over and opened my door, and then I slowly got out, and we're literally like just looking like us, like normal. But literally the person that was pulling out like had to like slowly stop and watch the whole thing, and then got in like a really awkward reverse position and couldn't get out because they were watching us. We're like, what is happening right now? Like, again, if we were bigger people, that would have never happened.
Right.
No. What is happening?
I love having my door open for me. I never had it at all from Satan. Zach, if I reach for my door, he's like, "Excuse me, ma'am, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Sorry,
I
forgot.
He loves doing it. He's like, it feels nice. I like this.
Well,
like,
it's
then
just
you
like
can do it more often, sir.
Right?
Right.
Like,
right.
I love it. And he'll like wait for me to get in and then he'll shut the door. It's like very gentlemanly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just like, oh, I feel like I'm in.
Right. Any fellas listening, open the doors for your ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you feel good. It's a really easy thing you can do to make your person feel amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess girls do it too. Like if we have any people out there that, partner up, go ahead.
Yeah.
Open those doors.
Partner up. Oh my God.
Oh,
All right.
You know me, I'm goofy. It's fine. It's totally
It's
fine.
okay.
Mel says it's fine.
Well,
Do you have anything else you'd like to add? Anything like,
is there anything we missed that you think is important about your journey that people should know about?
We covered the fact that I was not your typical surgeon, but if you are like me, not surgeon, wait.
we know what you meant.
You're a surgeon
Yes.
now.
Okay. Yeah. Right. No, I'm a teacher, whatever. But no, if you are a weight that you don't think that you could qualify, but you can't lose the weight, or you do and you keep gaining it back, reach out to somebody in bariatric, in that area, and just see if you could qualify and see. And that was another thing too, is some of the doctors, if I didn't have a comorbidity, they wouldn't have done it. The ones that I, called around to. So,
gotcha.
if it's something that's on your mind, just call, your closest bariatric clinic, see what their requirements are. And, you have to talk to your insurance too. Like, it's just, it's life-changing. And although I was not typical, I'm still so glad I did it. And I want everybody to know that even if you think you're not big enough, you might be.
Yeah.
You might be.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And guess what? You're worth those freaking phone calls.
Yeah.
They don't take long.
Do some
them.
research, and don't let anybody talk you out of like what you want to research.
Yeah.
Because, I know you said because you did it so quickly because you didn't want to be talked out of it. And I think that's a fear of a lot of people, that they fear that they're going to get talked out of it. But it's like, this is your decision.
Right.
Nobody else's. 100% it is your decision. And if you feel like you want to do something like this to change your life, do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. At least look into it, because I didn't think I was big enough to get it for the longest time, but I was also blind to how big I was. So I was very blind.
Which a lot of us are.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I mean, I was like, I don't qualify for that. And I think because that's another stigma that goes around, that weight loss surgery is only for
like morbidly
obese. So, 300, 400, 500 pounds. And I don't think a lot of people understand that 250 on a 5'5" frame, that's obese. That's
big.
Right.
That is, I was getting to the top of morbidly obese at that point.
And it's not healthy for your body frame.
No.
Like someone could be 230 and then only be 5 foot. That's not good for their body frame.
No.
That can be very dangerous.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey guys, the number really isn't the problem. It's almost like how the height. You have to think about all the things that go along with it. It's not just the one.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. So
All right. Well, thank you, Ashlee, for hanging out with us.
We're so
excited.
So much fun.
This is great conversation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll have to do like a follow-up live or something so we can see where you are when this goes on.
Yes, I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, again, guys, if you want to watch this, because why wouldn't you want to watch us talk?
Of course. New studio.
You have to go to the YouTube channel. Just type in Ashlee Life Podcast, subscribe, hit the bell, do the damn thing, hang out with us because it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
And Kelly, where can they go to be in a support group with us?
Still, you can go to patreon.com/OSLP and join the best support group ever. So positive, uplifting. You get to talk to us every day. And we try to answer all the questions in there, at least Mel or me.
Yeah. And guess what? We have 2 gentlemen in there. So
we do. We have 2 guys now.
It's not just for women. Like we have fellas in there, and you are more than welcome to join us.
Yep.
We're very open and welcoming, and ask all the questions because they're fun.
Yes.
And I just got our new mug, by the way.
Oh yeah. It's so
go to our website and get it. It's because our new motto what is that called?
Why am I blanking on what that's called? I've used it like 5 times today.
I don't know, but every person is different. Every journey is different. So just be you.
Yes.
Like that is our saying. And we are living and dying by that. So
yes.
Be yourself, guys.
We want everybody to just be themselves, because that's why we do the surgeries, so we can be ourselves.
Well, and get the surgery if you need it. Don't feel ashamed or embarrassed, my friends.
Yes.
So, alrighty. Well, thank you guys. And we will see you
next time. Bye.